You know, for centuries, we've thought of art as this uniquely human thing, right? It's all about the soul, emotion, that personal touch. But what happens when the paintbrush is actually an algorithm? That's what we're going to dive into today. Is AI a threat to creativity, or is it about to paint a future that's beyond anything we can imagine?
So this is really the heart of the whole debate, isn't it? On one side, you've got the human soul, that spontaneous spark, and on the other, the cold, hard logic of a machine algorithm. I mean, for ages, art was our thing. It was our domain. But that line is getting blurrier by the day, and it's kicking off one of the most fascinating and, yeah, heated conversations of our time.
Which really makes you wonder, are we right in the middle of the biggest artistic revolution ever? I mean, think about it. Is this a bigger deal than the invention of the camera? Bigger than the printing press? That's how high the stakes are here. Okay, so to really get this, we have to go back to the beginning, to that initial shockwave that hit the art world. And let me tell you, the first reaction wasn't excitement. No way. It was straight up fear. A fear that this new tech wasn't just a threat to authenticity, but to the actual jobs and value of human artists.
And if you're looking for the moment that made this threat feel incredibly real, it all comes down to this number: $432,000. That's how much an AI-generated painting, The Portrait of Edmond de Bellamy, sold for at a Christie's auction. All of a sudden, this wasn't some abstract conversation anymore. It had a very real price tag.
And that auction, that was just the beginning. Pretty soon after, the headlines just exploded. An AI artwork won first place at a state fair art competition. And the outrage from artists? Well, it wasn't just about losing to a machine. It went way deeper. It was about how the machine worked. Trained on billions of images, scraped from the internet, a lot of the time without any permission from the original artists. And that just opened up this huge can of worms about copyright, ownership, and what's fair.
So yeah, the backlash was huge. It was immediate, it was intense. But all this noise kind of forces you to take a step back and think, right? Are we even asking the right question here? Is this really just human versus machine? Or could there be a totally different way to look at all this? And that leads to this one simple idea that just changes everything. What if, instead of seeing AI as the competition, as the artist, we started seeing it as a new kind of tool? Like, what if AI is just a new type of paintbrush? A really, really smart one, but still, a tool for human artists to use.
And look, this isn't just some nice theory. This shift in thinking, it's already happening out there in the real world. We're starting to see this move away from the us versus them mentality and towards something way more interesting: collaboration. This is where the artist and the algorithm start working together.
I mean, look at pioneers like Refik Anadol. He's taking these enormous sets of data and using AI to turn them into these just breathtaking living sculptures of light and color. Or you've got musicians like Holly Herndon, who literally works with an AI partner, she even named it Spawn, to create music that sounds like nothing else. See, they're not being replaced by AI, the creativity is being expanded by it.
So for artists like them, AI is becoming this incredible creative partner. You know that feeling of being stuck, hitting a creative wall? Well, AI can spit out hundreds of ideas in seconds, just shattering that block. It finds patterns and mashes up ideas in ways a human brain might just never get to on its own, opening up all these new doors. It's not a replacement for imagination, it's an amplifier for it.
And when you think about that, this whole idea of collaboration, it leads to something even bigger, something really profound, actually. The idea that maybe, just maybe, creativity can be democratized, that we can find the artist that's inside pretty much everyone.
I mean, think about it. What did it used to take to make art? Years, right? Years of practice to learn how to draw or paint or play an instrument. But this completely changes the game. The process is so different. Now it's all about your imagination and how well you can communicate. If you can dream up an idea and then describe it in a few words, boom, you can create art.
And we're not talking about some sci-fi future here. This new digital toolkit, it's already here. It's probably on your computer right now. I mean, Canva has AI stuff built right in. Midjourney lets literally millions of people make these incredible images just by typing in a chat server. The barrier to get started, it's pretty much gone.
And that is the big shift. That's the whole point. We're stepping into a new era where it's not about how well you can hold a paintbrush, it's about how curious you are, how willing you are to just try stuff. The most important artistic skill is becoming the ability to just ask, what if?
Okay, so if that's where we are today, what's next?
Where is all this heading? What does the future of this whole algorithmic canvas even look like? Well, right now, we're mostly dealing with static images, right? You type a prompt, you get a picture. But the next step is already starting to happen. Art that's interactive, that responds to you. And after that, well, the real future, the big prize, is creating these full-on sensory experiences where the line between you and the art just disappears.
So what does that even mean in practice? Well, imagine a piece of art that can see you and it changes its colors or its shapes based on your mood. Or think about an AI co-writer that helps you create a story that you can literally walk around in using VR. We are talking about brand new ways of expressing ourselves that blend things like neuroscience with AR and AI. It's wild.
And all of this brings us to what I think is the most important takeaway. AI isn't killing art. It's not the end. It's more like this powerful invitation to completely reinvent the whole thing, to rethink what art even is, who gets to be an artist, and what art can do for us. It really feels like, for the first time, maybe everyone truly can be an artist.
So I'll leave you with this to chew on. After all this, where do you land? Do you think AI is creativity's biggest threat, or could it actually be its greatest ally? The canvas is there, it's totally blank, and now it feels like we're all getting a chance to hold the brush.